Yuka, as you were making your decision, obviously choosing Boston, one of the things we talked about last week was some of the stereotypes or things that you'd hear, prior to, selecting a school in Boston. Was that something that you had to deal with? Like, hearing like Boston may be racist, things like that prior to you making your decision?
Yeah, I kid you not. So I had family in Boston that I didn't even know at the time, or in the Boston area, more so I should say Boston area. They were living in Boston at the time. But graduation day, I remember one of my teammates' older brother was a former Boston police officer, and I remember I signed to BC, and he's like, "Hey, congratulations! I know you're going to Boston." He said, "Hey, let me tell you a couple of things. I used to be out there." He's like, "Boston's really a racist town," and mind you, I was like, "Oh, okay." I lived in New York City, and I've had things happen to me. We can kind of get into those things as well as it pertains to police harassment, police brutality. So I was like, it can't be that much worse than what I've experienced in New York City. So I was like, all right, that's fine. And then I remember one time he told me, whatever you do, don't go to Southie. That's all he said. And I was like, where's Southie? I didn't know Southie meant South Boston, right? Yeah. So I go, I was at BC. The whole time I was there, I never went to Southie until like senior year. Right. I didn't know I was in South. I just happened to be in South Boston, and then I asked my buddy who was there. I was like, "Hey, is South Boston the same thing as Southie?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you stupid?" Yes. And all of a sudden, I started sweating because I was like, "I'm not supposed to be here." So, but with that being said, yeah, I was warned, but I didn't think it was any much more dramatic or drastic than what I was used to growing up in New York City. So.
Yeah, some of the same things we said. Like I feel like I already dealt with the worst, so
yeah,
right, I'll be good.
Exactly. Like I remember a time. You grow up. You're taught like make sure you trust the police. You go to the police. And I remember my first interaction with a police officer wasn't a positive one. It was in middle school, and I think it was in 7th grade, and it was during recess, and two undercover police officers came on school grounds. I didn't even see them coming. They just pushed me to the ground, and I couldn't catch myself, so that the pavement caught my face. So my face caught the pavement more so, and my face was jacked up. They're handcuffing me. They're picking me up, and fortunately for me, someone ran and called the assistant principal, Mr. Beachman. I still remember like it was yesterday, and he was like, well, "What are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Oh, he fits the description of a drug dealer." Guys, I didn't know what drugs were. I knew what Robitussin was. I didn't even know what weed was back then. You know what I mean? Like, and I grew up around some stuff, so I'd never seen the stuff he was on trying to say. And I'm freaking out. And then, filed the complaint, nothing happened. Mind you, I grew up there. This is during the, stop and frisk in New York City was heavy in the 90s. And you gotta understand that that's my first interaction with a police officer. So fortunately, I had good people around me, because I went through a time where I thought something was wrong with me. Like, I thought I did something wrong. Like, why else would a police officer handcuff me and rough me up? There must be something wrong with me, right? And that wouldn't be the last time. That would just be the first. But I've also had great relationships with police officers and had good experiences with them as well. So I always want to let people know it's not police officers are not a monolith, just like Black people aren't a monolith.